How do you want to be remembered? Will anyone besides your family and friends know your name 10 years after you leave this earth? Hello, Tony Kitchens here. Is it ever the right time to think about your legacy and who will benefit from the life you lived? The word legacy should not put your mind in a dark place. As a matter of fact, the word should move you to a creative space, one where limited possibilities are realized. What is legacy, you ask? I mean true legacy. I'll share what it means to me. Imagine deciding to build a new home. You hire an architect to bring your vision to life. You want 5 bedrooms, a large kitchen with top-of-the-line appliances. The master bedroom is large, big enough to have a king-size bed, a sitting area with a fireplace, and a his and her face bowl in each washroom. The family room is spacious. When you sit on the couches, they are so soft and comfortable that they seem to hug you as you lay back onto them. You have a fireplace for the chilly winter nights where hot chocolate and a good movie warm your body and spirit. During the summer months, your large swimming pool is filled with people splashing water and singing the words to the songs playing on the outdoor speaker system. This home has everything you ever dreamed of. When you step back and look at it from a distance, you are filled with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Now, imagine you will never get to live in it. You sacrificed your time, your money, and your emotions to build something that is worthy of you, but created for someone you may never meet. This is like a legacy. Life is about more than the sum of things we buy and do for ourselves and our immediate circle of friends and family. Could you imagine creating something that is better than what you have today and spending more time and money than you spend on yourself for a complete stranger? Does the fear of lack come into your mind? If you give $20 to a stranger, I won't be able to get groceries next week. Or if I volunteer to pass out food this weekend at the shelter, I won't be able to wake up late and enjoy my only day off. Some may feel that this is not their responsibility to give their hard-earned money to someone else because that person or charity didn't work for it. Why should anyone help somebody else in a different part of the world who is hungry? Isn't that the job of their government? I have my own family to feed. There are no right or wrongs related to legacy. It's all about how you view it and what's in your heart. All of us viewing this video have more than the bare minimums. Think about the device you are watching me on right now. It represents abundance that you have in many ways. I've heard many people say that their legacy is what they leave for their children and grandchildren. Yes, that is true, in part. I also believe that a parent does not get extra credit for doing what is required for their children, however. Children don't magically appear. You created them. Since you made them, it is your responsibility to provide for them for today and into the future. Therefore, caring for them is your obligation. What about doing something for people you are not obligated to? Here's the interesting thing. Your legacy is not defined by you, but will be defined by others after you have no longer have a voice in this world. Of course, we want our family and friends to say nice things about us, but what will they say? After you are praised for having a high-paying career, living in a nice home, driving nice cars, and always dressing casket sharp, what else will they say about you? Will they say that you treated them well? You supported them emotionally during tough times? That's nice, but isn't that what friends and family should do anyway? That's what's expected. There's nothing extraordinary about it. Who will be at your funeral besides family and friends? Whose life will have been changed because you walked on this earth? Who will knock on your great-grandchildren's door in 30 years and tell the story about how you impacted them in a positive way. Happiness lasts only until that new car smell has gone. Happiness lasts only until you've been paying the rent or mortgage for 6 months on that new house and the newness has worn off. Happiness lasts only until you've washed those new clothes 4 or 5 times and the colors, they just aren't as bright as they used to be. Happiness lasts only until that company decided they no longer need you after you've missed quality family and personal time, making money for them. Joy, on the other hand, will never leave you after you've been doing something for someone else. Someone other than your immediate circle of influence. My wife, son, and I have been blessed enough to visit Kenya and Africa a couple of times. The first time we met our soon-to-be lifelong friends, Kone, Moses, Dorcas, and John, it was unbelievable. I vividly recall pulling up to a local Maasai village in Kenya. We exited the truck and waited for approval to enter. A group of ladies walked outside the village and spread out from left to right, dressed in the most beautiful, brightly colored clothing. After singing and praying for us with the voices of angels, we were allowed to enter the boma, or homes as they are called. It's hard to describe the brightness of the smiles on the ladies' and children's faces as they proudly showed us their homes. There was no running water, no electricity, no internet, no television, no cell phones. As a matter of fact, the homes were made of mud, cow dung, branches, and water. They didn't have screens on windows, nor doors on the entryways. What they did have, however, is more than most everyone I know in the U.S. has. They had peace and joy. We sat on the ground in the dirt and laughed, prayed, and talked about life and the important things like educating their children and spirituality. Time stood still. Nothing else mattered in the moment, and everyone was in full presence since we didn't have technology to interrupt us. We went back to Kenya and visited our friends a couple of years ago and have seen the results of our philanthropic efforts, both at the village and with the community in general. You know, charity is simply writing a check and possibly showing up to a reception in our finest clothes to be celebrated in a very superficial manner. Philanthropy is when you dedicate time, energy, and other resources towards a cause with the goal of having long-term benefits and substantial outcomes. This is what we chose to focus our resources on. We are involved in the planning, we are part of the work, we care about the milestones, and we understand that we may never see the final results because they may come after we've passed. The important thing is, there will be results. Just recently, my wife, son, and I were on a video call, as we periodically do, with some of the children we met more than 5 years ago. They attend Lenkai School in Kenya, run by Dorcas and John, and are part of our legacy. To see them now speaking perfect English, quizzing us on science questions, and discussing their big goals and dreams is mind-blowing. They lit up with smiles when my son's face appeared on the screen. Students more than 7,000 miles apart, with a 7-hour difference in time, creating memories that will outlive me, it's wonderful. We planted trees in front of the school in 2019. My son and the students will use them as shade one day as they get together after my wife and I have long left this earth. They will reminisce about our visits, our video calls, and how this small family of 3 from the U.S. touched their lives. My son will share his stories about how much these students and our friends in Kenya touched our lives and gave us purpose above our own needs and wants. One of the young girls at the school named Veronica told us she wants to be part of the World Bank when she gets older. I told Veronica she will one day run the World Bank, not just work there. Francis, a smart young man we spoke with, is going to be a mechanical engineer. I know he will succeed and make his community proud and be a world-renowned inventor. Together, they will determine what my legacy is. These young people on the other side of the world will have the power to stand up one day and say what my life meant to them. I selflessly relinquish this power and authority to people who have no motive other than pure honesty. Of all the things we've spent money on, the material possessions we've owned, nothing has given us joy like doing for others outside of our family and friends. You have gifts and talents that can be used to help others. It's easy to write a check, but sacrifice requires your time and commitment to a cause bigger than you. If it doesn't get uncomfortable, it probably isn't sacrifice. As you consider your legacy, does the idea give you concern or joy? What can you begin to do today that will leave the world a better place after you've left? It's easy to push this question off until later, but what guarantee do you have that later will ever arrive? This is the only day that matters. Start now. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Go do something great.